like how did we end up finding out about electromagnetic pulse, for example? I see that you've got 1 second after. Anybody that hasn't read this really should. Dr. William Forson. The story is a fictional story about a community after an electromagnetic pulse attack. The United States found out about this because of Roscoe Bartlett and Kurt Weldon, 2 congressmen, during the whole Kosovo crisis. They were over in Europe negotiating with the Russian Duma. And at one point, the Russians were pretty upset with what the United States was doing. They said, look, if we really wanted to do you harm, we'd launch a submarine-launched ballistic missile off your coast and detonate a nuclear weapon up in space and turn off the lights. And, Congressman Bartlett and Congressman Weldon looked at each other like, what are they talking about, right? And so they came back to the United States. They asked the intelligence community, what is this? And that was the beginning of what formed the Congressional Electromagnetic Pulse Commission, EMP Commission, which published their first report in 2004. Unfortunately, the same day as the 9/11 reports were published. So it got almost no attention. So what we've had is since that 2004 to the present day, you've had people in this community of experts, our Secure the Grid Coalition. One person that comes to mind, Dr. Peter Pry, who was the chief of staff at the Congressional EMP Commission, has been just a hero in this movement.
Man.
And so we've just had this struggle, this righteous struggle to raise awareness about it. And the good thing is, we kind of started to talk about in the last segment, 60 Minutes has begun to pick it up. We now have multiple documentary films. The Black Sky Event film series by a gentleman named David Womack. It's going to be a whole series that lays this out. And then fortunately, we have one documentary that now has been embraced by Dennis Quaid as the narrator for this film, Grid Down, Power Up by David Tice.
Yeah, we've had David Tice on the program. David Tice, as a reminder, is the guy that made this incredible movie, Soul Surfer. And he had Dennis Quaid on here. And I remember suggesting to David, the guy you need to narrate this is Dennis Quaid. So he got him. That's awesome.
It is. And, we had a kind of a preview screening of the Grid Down, Power Up documentary just a few weeks ago in Austin, in Texas, at the Capitol. And we've had a 6+ year struggle in Texas to try to get the state of Texas to secure its grid.
Right. Because we have our own. There's the East Coast, the West Coast, and Texas.
Texas could do it. If there was a will, Texas could secure its grid against all hazards. Your viewers might want to hear some of the stories. I don't know that we have time to tell them, but we have worked in this state just exceptionally. And the guy, the hero who's been leading that is State Senator Bob Hall. Also
been on our program. Great man.
And, it's incredible how we met him. I honestly, I was praying. Frank Gaffney gave me the mission, hey, you're going to be in charge of the Secure the Grid Coalition. I want you to work Texas first. So here I go to Texas. I got Dr. Peter Pry with me. Quite honestly, didn't even have a plan, right? It's just the very first thing I did. And I'm praying about it. And do you know the first person that I met at the Texas Capitol as we walked into the elevator was Senator Bob Hall. Hey, how you doing? What are you guys here for? Well, might sound odd, but we're here to try to talk to people about electromagnetic pulse. And your viewers, if they watch the segment with Bob Hall, would recognize that was his job in the Air Force years ago to protect our nuclear weapon systems against electromagnetic pulse. What a blessing.
Yeah, no, in fact, I met Senator Hall before he was Senator Hall when he had a tea party in Canton. He had me come in and speak, and we filmed a Glenn Beck documentary, I think at that. We were a part of it. And I talked to him about that too. He said, this is the biggest vulnerability we face. This is unrestricted warfare on steroids.